Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon bringing you guys a twin flame reading. So I managed to sneak away from taking care of my little kittens so that way I could bring you guys a nice twin flame reading on YouTube. Just so you guys know, I'm doing a lot of stuff on Instagram now. I'm doing mini videos, mini readings, whether it's pictures of cards or just actual mini videos for readings. I'm doing that because I don't always have time to come on YouTube, and so I'm not going to never do YouTube videos. I mean, I'm always going to do these. It's just that if you guys are finding that I'm only posting once a week, you guys may find more content there. So I will go ahead and put a link in the description box below of my Instagram. So if you guys want to take a look there. Also, if you guys want to see the kittens, they're on Instagram. So anyways, we're just going to go ahead and get started. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. For those of you that celebrate Easter, I hope you guys had a good holiday weekend. So we're just going to jump right into things. So we are going to just do a energy check-in. We're going to do an energy check-in with the Divine Masculine as well as the Divine Feminine and the connection. And I've actually just selected 5 different decks here today. I will list them in the description box below, but I just felt like I'm not using a lot of different decks today. I just also wanted to keep them more, these are the decks that I tend to use around springtime. And so as you guys can see, this really pretty, I don't know, it just reminded me of spring, as well as this box that I got from Michael's. And I've had this in a few of my other readings, but I just felt like using more pastel types of spring decks. So what we're going to use today for the actual tarot is the Shadowscapes Tarot. I don't use this one a lot. The reason why is because the images are, I mean, it's very fine. Do you see that? You can barely see the image as well as the name. So it's just very small to me, so I don't care to use these a lot. But the thing is, I own so many different decks that I need to show them love. I need to just use them. So I'm using it today because it matches beautifully with this tablecloth. So what we're doing is we are going to ask Spirit to give us the energies of the Divine Masculine at this current time. What are his energies at this current time? So this is just in general what he's got going on around him, or her, sorry. This is just Divine Masculine energy. Okay, so what we have here is the Ace of Swords, but we have it in the reverse position. So this is an indication to me that the Divine Masculine may not have some clarity at this particular time. He may be struggling just to kind of figure something out. So what does this have to do with? Wow, these really want to slip off the table. But this is the one that I want. We do have the 10 of Wands energy. 10 of Wands energy, especially when it's in the reverse position, is actually a little bit better to me than its upright meaning, because the 10 of Wands is when we're feeling very overwhelmed. We want to be done with a situation, or we just feel like we can't take on one more thing. It's like that straw that's going to break the camel's back. So what I'm getting here is that they are trying to gain some sort of clarity, but I'm getting that they must release something first before they can have that clarity. And then we also have the Hierophant coming up in the reverse position. Let me just go ahead and take a look and make sure that I didn't screw this up. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I did have some upright cards, because sometimes an entire deck can be in reverse, and that's not the way that you should read it. I do have a combination here, though. So, yes, the Hierophant being in the reverse position, to me, this is a card where we're really struggling to do the right thing, to make decisions based in integrity. So that to me just tells me that there might be some feelings there where we're trying to deal with something with integrity, but maybe we're having a hard time doing that. And so we're really trying to gain some sort of clarity when it comes to something that feels very overwhelming to us. We may feel like being very harsh with somebody to cut them out of our lives. They might be giving us a lot of grief, and so we might, just handle it in an abrupt fashion, and that can be very hurtful. That's just the meaning that I'm getting from this Hierophant being reversed. It could mean many other things to a lot of you out there that know tarot, but that's just what I'm getting from this particular message. That's what I'm channeling. So I'm just getting that there's something that they're feeling very overwhelmed with, and they may not deal with it in the proper way because they don't have the full understanding, or they don't have the full capacity to deal with this burden at this present time. So they could be dealing with it in a way that maybe is not satisfactory, possibly to the divine feminine, or maybe this is affecting another person in their life. But that's just currently what's going on. Let's go ahead and get some oracle cards in regards to what this is. So this right here is the Indigo Angel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and her son, Charles Virtue. We have You're Not Alone. So that's Spirit's way of telling the Divine Masculine that he is not alone when it comes to this situation. That there's definitely there's a presence with him. Now, this could be his Divine Feminine's presence that's with him. And that's that card that's coming through, as in, you know, she still considers him. She's sending him healing, love, and light and energy. You know, she's hoping, you know, for him to have some sort of clarity. So you are not alone. But this is also angelic energy as well. So this is Spirit's way of saying that the Divine Masculine is not alone. So let's go ahead and take another look as far as another oracle card, what this may have to do with specifically. This is the Oracle of Mermaids by Lucy Cavendish. Okay, yeah, we have a timeout. Wow, that's very interesting here. So this is really a need to pull away from a situation. Now, some of you could be affected by this yourselves. This could be in relation to what your Divine Masculine is currently, you know, giving to you at this present time, as in he may be trying to cut you out. He may be abruptly acting a certain way because he's feeling very overwhelmed. What I'm getting here is we've got timeout. This is awareness, contemplation, solitude, and time alone. So when we have this card, which is we are looking for some kind of awareness and some sort of clarification, this is exactly what is needed at this present time. So this 10 of Wands energy, something definitely needs to be released for the Divine Masculine. He needs to cycle something out. He needs to be at the end of a cycle. He needs to drop a burden, whatever that's not working for him anymore. He needs to do that. So the thing is, he does need a timeout. So if some of you Divine Feminines are, you know, really wanting to be a part of the situation and he's very resistant and saying no, or he's being rude at this point, really it is about you are not alone energetically, sending him that love, healing, that light and everything. But maybe he does really need to pull away at this present time from you. But this is also him needing to pull away from another situation if he is in some sort of karmic style situation or something like that. I'm just getting that he is looking to really pull out of it, but he's still struggling trying to gain clarity at this particular time. But a timeout is really what's needed. He really needs to pull away. He really needs to have that alone time. Okay, so that is what's coming up for the Divine Masculine right off the bat. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the Mystical Cats Tarot for the Divine Feminine's energy. Let's see where she's currently at. Okay, so we have the Death card in reverse. We have the Five of Sea, which is the Five of Water. And we have the Tower in reverse. Okay, so this is what I'm getting here from this. I'm getting a lot of resistance right off the bat for the Divine Feminine. So for some of you, this really may be about your Divine Masculine and what he is currently, you know, just kind of projecting at you at this particular time. Okay, meaning that he needs a timeout. He's pulling away possibly for some of you, or he's in another situation and that's what he's needing to do. But what I'm getting here for the Divine Feminine, that Five of Sea, Five of Cups is definitely a card of sadness, but it always reminds us that not all is lost. There's definitely still something that is good in a situation, but it really does depend on the way that you're looking at it. So it has to do with your attitude. And so we do have the Death card in reverse. I don't like to see the Death card in reverse because this just means that we are really resisting change. We're resisting letting go of something or letting something naturally occur. And what's trying to naturally occur is the freaking Tower. The thing is, the Tower is very necessary at certain times when things are stagnant, or perhaps maybe we've done certain things. Karmically, things just sometimes need to happen. In order for this to happen, then we have some sort of a breakthrough. We have some sort of a reestablishing of a foundation. But the thing is, if this foundation is faulty, it needs to crumble. That way we can rebuild it properly. So what I'm getting with that reverse tower too is we're really resisting this change that's trying to take place at this present time. We may be looking at it all wrong is what Spirit's trying to say there. So let's see what else Spirit has to say about this. Yeah, ask for a sign. So the thing is that some of you may be really asking for a sign, and maybe you are either not getting the sign or you're getting a sign and you're misinterpreting the sign. Your sign, you may be so attached to looking for something like a particular result that maybe the signs that you're getting, you're not even sure whether that's a sign or if it's wishful thinking. I'm just getting right here that the energy right now is very much in need of basically letting go and allowing this change to take place, and really trying to work on the way that you're viewing the situation and your attitude towards the situation. So if your attitude is in the dirt, it's stuck in the mud, you're just, just only concentrating on the loss, that's where your energy is going to be. Your energy is going to be very stuck. You're going to stay stuck. You're not going to allow this change to happen. So you're going to be unhappy. So what I'm getting here is ask for a sign, as in try to look at things from a different perspective. And once you do that, these signs that you're asking for will become more clear to you. You will feel their guidance. You will feel the purity within those messages that you're getting. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the Oracle of Mermaids and see what else we got going on here with this. Whoa. Wow, we have manipulation of nature, forcing change. It says cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, arrogance. Okay, guys, that is not a positive card. I mean, we can already see that the divine feminine, I almost want to call this like a shadow reading because this is the way it's coming through. I swear. I mean, this is why I do all my shuffling on camera, okay? Because it's like, I want you guys to see, I mean, and it could just be my energy. I'm definitely more of a shadowy type of tarot reader. So I'm not afraid of the shadows. I'm not afraid of the light either. It's just that whatever's channeled through me is sometimes more challenging. And I think that some people may not resonate with me as a reader because I'm not always light, and that's totally fine. And there's other readers that are very highly evolved and they are mostly in the light. They do honor the dark as well. Erica from Erica Hippie Tarot, one of my favorite readers, she is so high in energy. I love her energy. I seriously wish that sometimes I could have that energy. But I do feel that she is definitely more evolved than I am, just, in her spiritual growth and just as a person. So for me, I think that a lot of my energies are still just kind of like, dealing with challenges, dealing with earthly challenges, being kind of earthbound. And that doesn't make it a bad thing because I do feel that there's a lot of my viewers that are also in that state as well. So I feel like as you guys watch my videos, we can grow together. We can evolve together. Okay. So anyways, I just want to put that out there. If some of you guys are just like, oh my God, Angela's readings are just always just so dark and so challenging. I feel that there's a reason for it. I feel like if you're vibing with me as a reader, it's because we are on the same vibration. And so we are meant to help each other raise our vibrations. Okay. So experiments. So again, I just feel that this is really telling the divine feminine that she may be trying to manipulate a situation, as in, I don't want this to happen. I don't want this change. Or maybe the divine masculine is really needing to change something about his life. And maybe there's something that she is not even aware of. I think, yeah, it's just something where she is trying to create some sort of change or force some sort of change or really trying to will it to happen. That's what I feel like this energy is. And this energy is actually really dark. And, this is about a time for her to literally just be naked and exposed and vulnerable to allow these changes to kind of almost consume her, engulf her, and just go through it. As a matter of fact, I did a card pull this morning. It was actually a shadow pull, and it was about going into the darkness and just allowing it to consume you. That way you can transform through your shadows. That way you can come out the other end in the light, and that's what this reminds me of here. So again, it really is about the way that that you're viewing this situation with your divine masculine or these changes that are trying to take place. It really is about asking for a sign, asking for your angels to be present during this, what feels like a dark time. It doesn't have to be a dark time, but it could mean that we're still processing some of our dark night of the soul stuff, you know? So that's just what's coming through for you divine feminines out there. That's definitely something that we don't want to do. We don't want to fall into that. We don't want to force change. We want to allow it to happen. We don't want to manipulate the forces of nature, as in try to will something to happen if another person is resistant. And maybe this is, for some of you, why the divine masculine is pulling away from you. Because he feels this. He feels your expectations. He feels you wanting this or putting so much either time and energy into this change that it's just repelling him at this point. That's for some of you. That might not be for all of you, but that could be why. And so this is a message for you to stop doing what you're doing. Really try to let go. Really try to allow this change that's trying to happen. If your divine masculine is pulling away from you, allow this to happen. There is a reason for this. That's because that's where the transformation is going to come, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the energies as far as the connection is concerned. Don't want to fan these cards out again because they were like all over the place. So I was going to go ahead and shuffle those and these, and we're going to get 3 cards from each for the connection. Okay, so for the connection, we have Page of Swords. So I feel that we're definitely talking about, especially with everything that's come out so far. So if you guys have not resonated with the reading up to this point, this is probably not the reading for you. This is more of a challenging reading for sure. And I'm going to have to put that in the description box because I never want to negatively trigger anybody. I mean, you guys may be on a great path. These things are not happening in your connection. So there's no reason to tune in and keep listening if this is not, resonating. So we definitely have Page of Swords here. Pages, first of all, are not into the knight taking action or the queen or king status. Pages, not to say pages are negative, it just means that we're in our head. When the pages are reversed, this literally means no action. Now it is in the sword suit, which means that there's probably no communication at this time within this connection, okay? So it may be that somebody is unable to connect in that way, to speak, or maybe they are just still trying to formulate their thoughts. Maybe they're in a negative state of mind, and so this is another reason why it's probably not a good idea to communicate again at this time. Again, it's a good time for time out. We're getting the Hanged Man in reversed here. So to me, this is a lack of being able to understand or see things from a different perspective. And so it really is about resisting again. So people are still not getting something. People are still having a hard time grasping a concept or doing their awareness, their self-awareness, or their healing or their work. So this is something that is also a struggle at this present time within this connection. And we have the King of Pentacles. So it could be that this is more related to the divine masculine, and this could be a specific message for some of you that have divine masculines out there that are earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, but it does not have to be. I just always like to throw that in. But the thing is, the King of Pentacles is still really needing to, they need to work on themselves, especially in the 3D world. They're not structured. They need to either rebuild, or they're just not feeling structured, or they're not making the type of money, or they don't have the type of self-worth that they are wanting or needing at this present time. And so it's really creating them to feel just they're not getting something, they're not ready to communicate. I'm getting that might be what their focus is, and that's just what their focus is. And so unfortunately, if you want to have a connection or relationship with your divine masculine at this present time, I see that his energies are more or less in the material, not in the romance at this present time. Okay, so we do have the Demon Cat. Look at this, the Demon Cat. This is the Devil card in reverse, okay? So the Devil card in reverse really is about just, it is about people feeling codependent on each other. It's about a toxic type of relationship or connection. But when it comes up in the reversed, I do like it because this is an indication that people are really are really working on letting go of this toxicity of this connection at this present time, if it's become toxic, okay? We also have the 7 of Sea, which is the 7 of Water, 7 of Cups. When it's in its reverse position, it just means that we are coming out of this time of confusion. We may have had a lot of choices in front of us and really had to narrow down our choices. And so we're kind of coming out of this energy. So we have a lot of this resistant energy here. Now we're kind of coming out of this energy. And we also have the Star card. The Star card in reversed, I don't ever like though. And the reason why is because, again, it means that it may not be the right time for this spiritual connection. This is about spiritual enlightenment. It's also about spiritual guidance. So when it's reversed, it just means that we're really resisting Spirit's guidance at this present time. And the reason why is because we're feeling very tied. We're feeling very stuck. We're feeling very controlling. We don't want to let go. We don't want to allow these changes to take place. And so because of that, we feel misguided. That did come up earlier when it was asked for a sign. The signs that you guys may be receiving at this point, you need to really examine your expectations that you are putting on those signs. So you may be feeling very misguided or confused at this present time because your energy is just not in the right place. We have believe in yourself, but Spirit is saying believe in yourself, believe in this connection, believe that people can change. So that's actually a really positive message. Believe in yourself first, though. That's the thing. Before you can believe in this connection and in your divine masculine or your divine feminine, whoever's watching, you must believe in yourself first. There needs to be some sort of belief that starts with you. And we have wave of power, a surge of power, upswing in energy, or exhilarating movement. So the thing is, this stagnation right now is not going to last. There is going to be this surge. There is going to be this wave of power. This could also be about your own energy. Once you believe in yourself, once you start to work more on yourself and get more in tuned into your own personal power, this wave of power is going to affect things in a positive way. That's what I'm getting. It's positive energy. So you're going to be putting your energy into the right kind of power, not into this. Okay, not trying to manipulate change or to create people to do things against their will. I'm getting that this is a positive power for this connection here. So once people detach in a very healthy way and they allow this either ending to take place or they really just, take in what this ending and the separation is all about and they start to utilize their time more wisely as in they're working on themselves, we are going to have some sort of wave of power that comes through and really takes it into a new direction. So let's see what this new direction may be. What may this new direction be for the divine feminine and divine masculine? Oops, this card that fell out, so I'm going to take it. Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords. Well, that's interesting because the 7 of Swords is definitely a card where we are, trying to kind of sneak away and not deal with something. And so because of that energy, these cards fell out, and I'm just going to take them. This is really not a great card because this is telling me that when we work on ourselves, we have this surge of power. We may still be stuck with an energy where somebody is still not willing to deal with how they feel or deal with the truth of a situation, okay? And so because of that, there could still be somebody is pulling away from us or somebody is still not 100% able to be authentic and true to the situation. But we do have Temperance. So what I'm getting here is with time. With time, this could heal, because Temperance is all about patience. Temperance is also about healing. It's also about working together and compromising with people. And so what I'm getting here is that initially it may be something that takes time. This energy will eventually phase out, but you might still be met with this energy, as in if this person is not coming back, there could be a good reason. You don't want to prematurely go into a situation if somebody is still not being able to be authentic and real with you, and they have not worked on the error of their ways. And so I'm getting that you wouldn't want it anyway. So really allow this healing to take place. Allow this time for healing and just be patient during this process is what I'm getting here. We have the King of Swords. Yes, the King of Swords. This is fantastic because this just tells me that the divine masculine is now going from that Page of Swords energy, which was reversed earlier, now into this King of Swords. Now, this could be for the Divine Feminine too, but what I'm getting here is that people are owning it. People are owning their power. They are owning the fact that they can communicate now. They can communicate properly. They have the skills, the tools now in order to say what's on their mind and be very logical when it comes to making decisions and having conversations. I'm just getting maturity. We do have the Queen of Swords. So very interesting, though. We have the King of Swords and now the Queen of Swords, but the Queen of Swords is in reverse. And so the thing is, the Divine Masculine may have some things to say that the Divine Feminine may not 100% want to hear, okay? It could just be that these are some tough conversations. It doesn't have to be negative. It just means that, wow, like I really need to listen to this person. I really need to understand where it is that they're coming from. So I'm getting compromise with the Seven of Swords here, and also the Temperance. There could be some things that they need to discuss that might not be 100% pleasant, but she wants to make sure that she is open to this communication, or else the Divine Masculine may not want to come forward towards her. So he may still be feeling, because of something here, that he's either done or maybe she's done, whatever it is that wasn't on the up and up. He could feel the resistance coming from her, that he's not sure how she would react to this, how she would react to this conversation. So there may be still a little bit of a pullback, but I'm just getting that the Divine Masculine is going to go ahead and just tackle it anyways. They're going to come forward and they're going to say something. But again, the Divine Feminine may not 100% be like super stoked on what he has to say. And we have the Tower. But what it's going to do, though, is it's going to positively. So remember earlier we had the Tower in reverse. This is not the case with this one. This one here is really about now things can be built. We've crumbled down the old ways. Now let's start fresh. Let's start new now. And now what we go into is the Ace of Wands. I freaking love it. This is a brand new beginning. This is a fresh start. This is that surge of that energy of let's begin again. Let's do this the right way. Let's do this a different way. Let's be better with this. We do have the Page of Cups. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow people to mature emotionally. So I'm getting that we have a lot of mental clarity that comes through this process up to this point, and in the future now that we have mental clarity, now we're going into working on our emotional side, okay? And then we have the Two of Wands. So again, this is definitely a group effort, okay? And I just see that it's probably going to be somewhat challenging moving forward. Doesn't have to be negative, but what I'm getting is once either an awakening happens or somebody recognizes the error of their ways, they communicate something, I'm seeing that there's still some emotional growth that needs to be done here, and it is a team effort. So this again is going to require patience, and it's going to require both energies doing their healing. That's just what I'm getting here, okay? Future. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love this. Stay. Huh. Yes, you guys, this is beautiful for the future, for this energy, for the two of you. Stay. People are going to want to stay. People are going to make a commitment. And even if one person isn't ready, I'm getting that the other person understands what this connection is all about and understands that this is the person that they want to put their energy and their time and their effort into. They're going to want to stay. And it's something about the angels like saying, stay. This is the connection. This is a time for us to stay together and to stick together and work together. It doesn't come without challenges, though, you guys. It's definitely challenging, but it's definitely worth the effort and time I'm getting this time around. It's definitely worth the energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some other messages here. We have Soul Cage. Oh, I love this. Rescue, escaping from captivity and restriction. This is literally people feeling like they are out of this cage. They're being rescued. This mermaid is rising to the surface to her Divine Masculine. So to me, this is really about people not wanting to be restricted any longer. So this is really going into a phase that initially, whatever has happened in the past that didn't make people feel good, there could be some conversations, but major clarity is going to come from this conversation. And it might be hard for the Divine Feminine, but what I'm getting is it's going to transform them to be able to get them into this new space. And now they're going to be working on their emotional healing. They're going to be working on this as a team. And even if they are not physically together. I'm getting this as 5D energy, as in people are staying committed to this connection and they are rising to the occasion and they're no longer going to be restricted. People are escaping. People are releasing themselves from things that have been restricting them for quite some time. So this could be that energy where the Divine Masculine was in, where he has released something now. And so because of that, now you're putting in this energy. Maybe for some of you, it's been very difficult to put your energy and your time or this, to be committed to this connection because the Divine Masculine may be in another connection. That could be it. And so what I'm getting here is that once he releases this connection, you're going to be even more committed than you were before. And this is really going to help release your energy towards your Divine Masculine is what I'm getting there. Wow, that's really, really beautiful. So, it doesn't come without its challenges, but it's definitely worth the work is what I'm getting here. So let's go ahead and take a look at how the Divine Masculine, what his energies are like towards his Divine Feminine at this present time. What are his energies towards her? And also, what is the special message that he has for her from his higher self? That's not the card I wanted. I wanted this one. I just feel things, just so you guys know how I pick my cards. I feel them with my fingertips, or I see a card immediately and I know that's the one. Okay, Judgment. So how the Divine Masculine right now is viewing the Divine Feminine and how he feels towards her. He's trying to figure something out. This is major energy, though. This isn't just like a, just doesn't really know. No, he's really majorly trying to figure something out at this present time. I feel that he is majorly trying to figure something out in his life in general, but I also, in regards to this connection, he is trying to gain some sort of clarity. So for some of you, if you have not been with your Divine Masculine or have not talked to him or her, in a long time, what I'm getting from this card is that he's remembering. He is remembering you. He is having memories. He is reevaluating the past with you. And I'm seeing that this is actually something that's happening, as in this is an awakening in a way. We have this beautiful angel that with this trumpet that is like awakening. So that to me is an awakening card. So for some of you Divine Feminines out there, you're not sure if you're Divine Masculine, if he is even, with it, if he is even able to have any kind of awakening or any kind of understanding. I'm getting that this might be a little bit of a surprise, that he is starting to come, he's starting to become very aware of something. He may not 100% be able to put his finger on it, or like this is a twin flame connection or something like that. It may not be in those same ways, but I'm getting that we have an awakening happening here, that somebody is becoming aware of their past actions, what has led them up to this point so far. They may be examining their life in a big way as a whole, but somehow you are combined in that. There may be something that they did to you in the past, and now they're really thinking about how they have gotten to this point in their life. Maybe they are still alone. Maybe they still haven't found what it is that they're looking for. Maybe at some point when they were with you, they didn't know what they were looking for and they found it, or they thought they did, and they're still confused. So I'm just getting that they're really taking the time to examine their life in a huge way, and you're a part of this. We also have the Nine of Pentacles energy. Okay, so I'm getting two things from this. So the Divine Masculine's energy is single at this present time. So some of them may be in another relationship, but what I'm getting here is that a lot of self-focus is like they're doing a lot of work on themselves. So again, that's this Judgment card. This is somebody who is really either wanting to be alone, or they're wanting to just kind of provide for themselves. I'm just getting a self card here, because this to me is like the only card in the deck, I guess, besides the Hermit, but the Hermit is more spiritual. This to me is like somebody that wants to be single. But the thing is, this is how they're viewing you, or they're feeling towards you at this present time. It could be because they want to be single. They're not ready to come together with you at this present time. So that makes sense with the cards that we've seen earlier. But what I'm getting here is that they may be viewing you as doing really well at this present time. So if you have not spoken to them in a while, or, you don't think that they know what's going on with you, some of them may know what's going on with you. They may have heard this from other people. They may see you on social media, whatever it is. But what I'm getting, this is very positive, as in they're looking at you and they're examining you in a different way at this present time. They're starting to see the value in you, as in maybe they didn't see it before, but now they're starting to take interest in, wow, this person has really, come a long way, or wow, this occupation that they're suddenly in, or whatever is going on with the changes in your life. They're looking at you in a positive way, though, that you're able to provide for yourself, that you're doing good in the world. That's just what I'm seeing here. We have the Three of Swords, though. The Three of Swords, they know that they've hurt you is what I'm getting there, or they've been hurt by you, but I'm getting more that they hurt you. They know that they wounded you. This beautiful bird here, they know that they wounded you so bad. So this is what I'm getting here, is that this is probably for a divine masculine that has hurt his divine feminine at some point, regardless of how long ago that was or recent. And they are definitely examining this. They are taking the time to look and see the error of their ways and the part that they played in that situation. And they're really taking the time to figure out how they're going to come forward. And I think that's one of the reasons why the energy is resistant right now, because they're trying to figure it out. That Page of Swords being reversed, don't know quite know how to get there, but we did see the King of Swords. So I know that the divine masculine is going to get there. So that's a positive. So he is going to apologize, is what I'm seeing. He is going to take the time to see. And the thing is, I'm getting also Lover's Triangle here. So this could be a chronic, somebody that's been like a chronic cheater, or somebody who has just always had another person, in the wings, or whatever the situation is. But I'm just getting that this is really about ready to change. The divine masculine is really taking time to spend some time alone. We did see that before too with him, the alone time. So there is this self-reflection going on at this present time, and the divine feminine is a part of this, which is why this energy is towards her. Very interesting. So you have, whether you realize it or not, have affected your divine masculine in such a way to where you are part of his soul development. That's amazing. That's exactly what twin flame is anyways. You're a part of his growing. And I just see that he's in this energy right now to where he's doing this. Yes, expression. So this is really giving him an opportunity to be able to express himself. So if he has not been able to express himself to you, I'm getting that through these changes, he's going to be able to express himself. So it's very, very positive. So if you were looking for confirmation that the divine masculine at some point is going to make either contact, or he's going to understand something and express that to you, I'm getting that he will. That's beautiful. He or she. Yeah, we have freedom here. Yes, there is something about independence. Now, again, he could be viewing you this way as well. He could also be viewing you as you're expressing yourself. So if for some of you, you're expressing yourself in some way, either it's creatively or just however you're expressing yourself at this time, it's actually, you're being seen in a very positive light is what I'm getting from your divine masculine. So this is really, really positive. Now, so for some of you, this may be that, he's trying to cut himself away from you at this present time with that energy that came up before. But what I'm getting here is that the more that you work on yourself, you're going to be able to change this energy. So I'm getting that this is somewhat of a progression for some of you. Some of you may already be in this and some of you may not. So what I'm getting is that the more that you work on yourself, the more that you concentrate on yourself during this time of freedom and independence, you will be seen in this positive light. You will actually create the divine masculine to be able to go deep within himself to see what's going on with him, rather than looking at you possibly and just feeling discontent there. Sometimes when we're in our divine masculine's energy or in his face too much, or this goes for anybody really, sometimes you take the focus off of the issue, the real issue, which the real issue would probably be something that you're doing in a situation, and you tend to focus it all on that person that's creating that stress or trying to push it in your face to make you see the error of your ways. And so what you do with people like that is you cut them off. You shut them out because you don't want to frickin' deal with it. I don't know how many times I've done this in not only love relationships, but also friendships. I mean, this is just something that naturally occurs. Sometimes it takes a little bit of space and time for people to really figure out with this Judgment card. Now that you're no longer in their space, they can take a look now and see what the situation is, to see where they may have played a role in the demise of things, to see that maybe you weren't such a drain, or such a person that was trying to, hone in on their independence or take away their freedom in some way. So that's the thing, is that we need to allow the divine masculine to be able to come to these realizations on his own. It's like he cannot come to these realizations with you being in his face, or you being so tightly connected, or not connected, so tightly bound with his energy. Okay. So freedom must occur is what I'm getting here. So he's either viewing you now as freedom. Maybe you have finally taken time to disconnect from your divine masculine. Maybe you've just decided to go in another direction. I'm getting for some of you, he notices, he feels this. He energetically feels this now. He is seeing this now. And because of this disconnect, or you now turning and focusing your energy more on you, now he is able to finally look at his own shit for once. That's what I'm getting here. So the more that you're in this energy of independence and self-determination and freedom and self-expression and all these things with this Nine of Pentacles energy, you're kicking ass in the material world, you're doing your work, you're taking care of you, you're enjoying your life to the fullest right now. Your divine masculine is now going to take this Three of Swords shitty energy and he's now going to turn it back onto himself, and now he is going to be able to come to some sort of conclusion with himself. He is going to have some sort of awakening, some sort of truth being revealed to him with the situation that's tied to you. So do you see how he views you and how it's now being mirrored back to him in a way to where now he's focusing on himself and trying to raise his vibration? It's very, very positive. So I hope that you guys understood all that ramble that went there. But now let's go ahead and take a look how the divine feminine is viewing her divine masculine, or her energy towards her divine masculine at this present time. Okay, so we do have the Two of Fire in the reversed, okay? So the Two of Fire in reversed just means that we might feel a little bit lost because we have this cat here who's looking out into the distance. They're trying to come to some sort of conclusion. They're trying to make a decision. They're trying to move forward in some sort of way. So we're getting some hesitation there. We're not sure what we want to do. Are we going to move towards the divine masculine? Are we going to work on ourselves? What I'm getting is that that's a realization that she's going to come to. So the divine feminine is going to come to the realization that possibly she needs to focus more on herself is what I'm getting there, okay? Because there's a delay with that card. There's a delay. What energy we put out towards somebody else, we may not get it back at this time, or we may not get it back in the way that we want to get it back. So we must put that energy into ourselves. Now we have the High Priestess. Fantastic. We have 2 2s. I love this. So to me, this just means that energetically, yes, you are working with your divine masculine. The energy that you put towards this connection is affecting it. Now that could be positive or negative. So that really the choice is yours. But we do have that High Priestess. This is somebody who is withdrawing. This is somebody who's going within themselves. They're not really taking a lot of action towards their divine masculine in the physical world. I'm getting that this is done on an intuitive level. This is done on an energetic level and a 5D level. And that's where the divine feminine really needs to be. So she is really withdrawn. She is to herself. She's not sharing her thoughts. She's not talking about it with everybody. She's just to herself. She's doing her own healing, and she's really focused more on her own intuition when it comes to things rather than what everybody else has to say. And we do have the Three of Fire here. So yes, the Three of Fire and it being in the reverse position. So again, she does realize that we're not having a lot of growth in the physical world is what I'm getting. So on an energetic level, she's not really feeling much from her divine masculine. So again, her divine masculine is focused on himself. Her divine masculine is doing something either in another situation that he's trying to wrap up. So she realizes that the energy between the two of them, it's not 100% forthcoming. So she is choosing to go within, and that's really positive that she's choosing to do that. She's choosing to focus more on her own thoughts and her own healing and her own self. So that's really, really positive. Yep, physical outlet. So this is the thing. This is also a time for her to either get physical, as in if she's not getting a lot of energy coming towards her from her divine masculine in the physical world, if that's something that upsets her, if that's something that makes her just feel very restless, what I'm getting is she needs to use this restlessness as a way to now turn this into something positive. It's about getting more grounded as well in the physical world. A great way to get grounded is to get actually physical in the physical world, as an exercise, going for a hike, doing yoga, exercising, going to the gym, whatever it's going to take, even going for a walk. This is a physical outlet that is needed at this present time in order to take this restless energy and focus it more on the self. And reflections, yes, it's time for reflection. So her energy and her energy and the way that she's looking at her divine masculine, she wants him to physically come to her in the physical world, but I'm getting it's not happening. So this is telling her you need to take time to self-reflect, go deep within, which brings us to this card here, which says what you contemplate can actualize. So again, we want to make sure that our energy is positive. We want to make sure that whatever we're focusing on is in the positive. It's not in the negative. So if we need to withdraw for a little bit of time, we really need to get clear and get connected to our intuition, get connected to spirit once again. So that way what we're reflecting out, what we're projecting out into the world is what we're getting back. That's what spirit is telling us right there, is that whatever we want in this physical world and the 3D world with our divine masculine, we must actualize this within ourselves first. So that way it can be reflected back to us. So it really is something just fell in the other room. My cat's just, oh my God, I wonder what they broke this time. Anyways, we must reflect that. In order to get this reflected back to us, we must project that first. We must. So we have to get our energy in alignment, is what Spirit's saying. So it's about getting your energy in alignment with your divine masculine at this present time. If you got any kind of issues, you got any kind of residual anger or whatever's going on, you got to get that shit out. And if you got to get it out in a physical way, if you got to go and take a boxing class or whatever the situation is, that's what they're telling you to do. And you need to turn this energy and turn it more into the positive. If you're feeling hostile, if you're feeling restless, get in shape, get moving in the physical world. That's the best thing to do. Okay, so this is going to be a message from your divine masculine's higher self to you, the divine feminine, at this present time. Honesty is essential. This is the thing. I'm telling you, this is something that he's working on at this present time. So that's what he's letting you, sorry, I keep saying he. I know that there's a lot of divine masculines out there that are she's. I'm sorry, you guys. It's just something natural that comes to me. But your divine masculine really is looking to be honest in the future. So I'm just getting that right now. That's what that judgment card is. He's really working on this at this present time. They're working on trying to take that mask off to be able to be authentic to you at a later date. I'm just getting that they can't do it right now, but that's what they're working on. So it's like their higher selves are letting you know that that's what they're working on. That they want you to know that they do love you. That's beautiful. I do love you. It says these are very important words. Some of them may have never told you this before. Some of them may have never been able to say this to anybody. They may be afraid of love. They may be afraid of this connection in particular. But what I'm getting here is that deep down inside, whether they realize it or not, their higher self does recognize this, that they do care for you, that they do love you. And they know that these words are important. So even if they have never said it to you, or you need to hear that right now, that's why that's coming through. And we have patience with them. That's the thing. Love is patient and kind always. So again, the patience card came up before with the temperance. This is about timing. This is about patience. This is about you really, really needing to be patient. So I'm not going to go into your messages. Well, actually, if there are some divine masculines, I am going to do that. Yes. Because I always assume that all my viewers are divine feminines, which most of them are. But if there are divine masculines out there that want to know a divine feminine higher self message to you, here it is. We have looked to your inner strength. So what the divine feminine is telling you at this present time, divine masculine, is that you're actually stronger than you realize. She realizes that you are going through some pretty heavy things at this present time, whether it's in a situation that's aside from her or whether this is within your connection with her. Whatever it is, she knows that she's telling you that you're stronger than you realize. You only need to believe that. She's also telling you to turn your heart light back on. She knows that it's off. She knows that you've turned it off either towards her or towards just life in general, or even towards yourself. So she's telling you right there that allow yourself in this moment to reflect on something that made you really happy. It's time to turn that heart light back on so that way you can find your way. So you have the strength and courage to do it. She's just telling you there, you're stronger than you realize and that she believes in you is what I'm getting. And we're getting here, love who you are first. So she's telling you, take the time that you need. That's beautiful. Take the time that you need. You need to love who you are first before you can love her. That's what she's telling you, that she understands this. She understands that that's what you need to do. You need to get back to who you are. You need to get back to who you, like what you love and what you enjoy and just the core of who you are at this present time in order to be able to come forward towards her. In order to have this heart light being turned back on, you have to love who you are first. And she's telling you that she understands this. So she understands this message, that she's got to have patience. She knows that you love her. She knows that you care for her in your own way, but she knows that you're just not here yet. Okay. So that's beautiful. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get some messages in regards to this relationship from Spirit. And I'm just going to use the Whispers of Love cards. I forgot to mention that that's what I was using here. So this is messages from Spirit to close the reading. So this is just advice for this connection. And I'm also going to use these two. And I'm also going to use these two. I don't know. I just wanted to use them all for the end. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and fan these out over here. Okay, so messages from Spirit for this connection. Look at your pattern in relationships. So yes, they are telling both the divine feminine and the divine masculine that this is going to require a lot of inner strength in order to recognize that people need to change and modify their behavior. So this is a period of time where people must go within, people must do the work. So this reading today was probably not for divine feminines and divine masculines that are together. This is definitely what I'm channeling here today. These are people that are in separation, or these are people that are just right now going through a phase where they're separating. These are the reasons why. This is what's happening, or this is what's been going on during your separation. So it really is about allowing this to either continue or really embracing this change that's trying to come about, and really realize that people need to take time in order to do this for sure. Oh my gosh, but we have falling in love. Oh my God. To me in this deck, this is the Two of Cups, the Lovers, Twin Flame card to me. Kissing the divine in another and then in yourself. That's Twin Flame right there, baby. That's beautiful. So yeah, I mean, this is what the divine is telling you. Spirit is telling us right now that if you can kiss the divine within yourself, you will kiss it in another. And it's the same card pretty much right here. What you contemplate, you can actually realize what you put out there is what you're going to get back. So again, this is really about looking at your own patterns and relationships, looking at your own shit basically in a situation. Your divine masculine and the divine feminine are doing that as well. Both of them are doing this. So it really is about when people can really take the time to examine and learn these lessons, they're going to come back together and fall in love. For reals this time. Oh my God. And we have you are understood. This is beautiful. You will be understood is what I'm getting from this. So it's telling you that you are understood at this present time from Spirit. So whoever's watching this, and even whoever's not watching this, your other half, I'm getting that they understand. These are your spirit guides, okay? Angels are have never been human, but your spirit guides have been human. They have lived in this 3D world. They get it. They know the hardships. They know that this is challenging. They know they see you fall, and they help to pick you back up. They know that they can't control the situation. They can only help guide you and give you messages that you may or may not hear. But you are understood is what they're telling you, that you are stronger than you realize, that they get it. They get that this is really a tough journey. So they're telling you that you are understood, but they're also telling you at the end of all of this, and I don't mean to say the end because that means like there's a destination. I feel like this is not a destination. This is literally just a journey. It's a path. It's a continual journey. But what I'm getting here is at some point on this journey, you are going to be understood. Somebody is going to take the time to understand where you were coming from. And you're also going to let them know that you understand where they were coming from. So I'm getting that people are really taking the time to honor these things within each other. Remember, we had the King of Swords and that Queen of Swords having a conversation. People are going to be understood. And when they feel like they're completely understood, or that they just feel like they're finally understood, people are going to feel safe to come together. This is about mirroring right here. This is about seeing the beauty within yourself. You now can see it within another, and you fall in love with yourself. This is a twin flame card. It should be called a twin flame card. I don't know why it's not, but that's what it is. You're literally falling in love with yourself. And, when you fall in love with your divine masculine or divine feminine, it's like a mirroring aspect there. So it really is about taking the time to love yourself. So that way your divine counterpart can now love you as well. So it's a beautiful message at the very end. I hope that you guys liked this reading. I know that it was rocky in the beginning, you guys. So the thing is, if you did hang in there, you're probably pleasantly surprised like I am. This is really, really beautiful. But it definitely started off as a little shadowy, as a little dark. I didn't even bother to go into what's blocking the divine feminine and masculine because it just came up already. I didn't even need to go there. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I guess I'll catch you guys next time. All right, thanks. Bye.